Yeah, you mad rat of a thing. Your podcast should be called Me and the Three Rats and all. I was like, everything was amazing. The only thing is, I actually haven't even said this on my own podcast yet.
Oh shit.
Yeah. And I was like, I want to go into the cat cafe. Walked in with a balaclava on, everything. I was just like, what am I doing actually? Before I was on the medicine, when I get something in my head, I cannot let that go. That would be all I would think about 24 hours of the day for a week straight.
Welcome to Hold My Drink with Charlene and Ellie, our podcast that group chat between your best friends, the girls bashing on a night out where you spill all the gossip on relationships, dilemmas and life. If you're a return listener, then welcome back. And if you're new, welcome. You might be here as a new guest because of a new listener because of our amazing guests today. So today on Hold My Drink, we are very excited to have Beth Wyer. Beth is known for her hilarious stories.
She's too funny.
Her unfilteredness and just being like totally herself online. She's just such a little light. She reminds me of this little pixie.
Yeah.
Around the place. So really excited to have her on today. If you are new here and want to find us a little bit more, we've Instagram, Hold My Drink Pods. We're out every Wednesday. We have full episodes Wednesdays, bonus episodes on Mondays called Hold My Drink Extra Juice, and full video on Thursday.
If you ever want to see us, we're on YouTube too.
If you want to watch Beth in action as well.
Yeah.
Thursdays at 12. Beth, welcome to Hold My Drink.
Thanks for having me, guys. I'm so excited.
Oh,
anyone that went to our Dublin live show will know you, of course, from the live show as well.
Yeah.
We had a little snippet of you on there.
Yeah,
Leave you for a full episode.
Yeah,
that was lovely.
But I think my first, I don't think the first video I've seen of yours. I think it was probably some kind of like a scandal video.
Probably.
I think
Something
what
on
it was.
TikTok, definitely.
I
Yeah.
know.
Well, how did you get into doing social media? Was it just
It was never really my intention. Like, you know, the way some people, they've always been like, this is what I want to do. I want to be an influencer. I would just post every so often, kind of in lockdown.
Okay.
And my videos would get views when I would post them. But I never thought this is what I wanted to go into. And then when I broke up with my ex-boyfriend, I started posting much more because whenever I'd go to
That was
post,
the way.
yeah,
You have
he'd be like, someone needs to take you down a peg or two, all this. And I'm like, why are you trying to humble me? Like, this is
why
ridiculous.
are exes like our biggest haters when they're with you?
So
Like, what?
Yeah.
crazy. And I was just like, yeah, maybe you're right. Like, as if, you know? So then I was like, okay, New Year's resolution for 2024, getting into posting all the time. So then I just started posting flat out and it's just kind of taken off, which is really great.
Your
good.
TikTok name is Beth and what?
Beth and what?
Can you tell us the story
What's
behind
that
the
about?
name?
When I first saw you,
Yeah.
I thought that was your second name.
And
like,
what?
Yeah, Amma.
Amma.
Or like it was like a way of saying it, like
Yeah.
Amma. Like,
No, it originally was like Beth Wyer.
okay.
And then I went to the pub one of the nights and I'd had like 100 followers at this point and I was like, oh my God, unbelievable. Like,
Where's my free gift?
I was like, wow.
Yeah.
And I'd only be posting, it was in lockdown, I'd be posting like Dance Moms voiceover videos, I'd be acting out all the parts, like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I went to the pub and this fella goes to me, oh my God, you're on TikTok, aren't you? I seen you on TikTok. And I'm like, yeah. And he was like, yes, Scarlet for you. Laughed at.
Fuck off.
And I was like, and went home and changed my thing to Beth and what because I was like, yeah, I'm one.
Amma.
I do TikTok.
I love it though. That makes
And
so
now, have
much
you
sense.
seen him since?
No.
No.
Good.
Like,
Good. And you have a podcast now as well?
yeah, I just started I made my own in September with the whole scandal. I talked a bit with you about it on the Hold My Drink show.
Yeah.
And then Bauer Media, GoLoud just reached out to me and said, like, what do you think? Would you like to work with us? I was like, oh, obviously, like,
Yeah.
get me in there.
Yeah. And how you find it?
I
Did you
love
like
it. Yeah, I really liked
Yeah.
it. One of my friends was like to me the other day, how do you have something to talk about every week if it's just you? I was like, I will always have
Because
something to talk about.
we say that ourselves,
Yeah.
even like that. We'd struggle. Like maybe if there might be a week where one of us isn't here or something, like we'd struggle. I remember doing it on my own and I kept being like, how long is left? What
Yeah,
I don't know,
what
that's
time
what
are we at?
2 minute
Yeah.
episode. Like,
I think I'd struggle, but you're finding it fine. Like,
Yeah, sometimes
Good.
Lucy's like, wrap it up. Like,
Oh,
come
too
on.
much talking,
Yeah,
like,
you're
'cause you
done.
just keep
That's good.
going.
Yeah.
do you feel like because you're by yourself, are you more likely to like, overshare things? And do you ever cut things out afterwards?
Sometimes,
Yeah.
Lucy would just be
Get
listening
scared.
back and she's like, you can't say that.
You can't put that.
Yeah, you can't be doing that. And then when you kind of get started with GoLoud, they give you the potential of live shows, obviously, like yours have done. I was like, if I was on a live show, you can't edit
Filter,
yourself,
yeah.
you know? I'm going to have to go out with Post-it cards and be like,
Reading word for word.
yeah.
of
Because
course.
sometimes I just say stuff. And I'm like, did I just say that?
Yeah.
I was like crazy.
Yeah.
I don't even mean it. It's
Because
just afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's different having a conversation with your friends.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, when you're in a room, especially like us, we sit there, we forget you're recording. So
Yeah.
you think, like, oh, blah, blah, blah. And then you're like, shit, people are going to listen to this and, like, potentially
I know.
judge. And
yeah.
It's always
They
over
do.
cancel.
Yeah.
Like, and there's things you don't even know is bad, like, are bad to say or something. Or, like, little things that,
we've
like,
gotten emails from things being like, can't believe she said that. Like,
And you're
But
like,
it's things that
Yeah.
you genuinely say out
I
of like
know.
not knowing. Like
I know.
maybe it's like it's just things. It's mad.
I know. I know. I do get that. Sometimes I just see if Lucy's in the room when I'm recording, I just see her like side-eyeing me. I'm like,
you're like, what did I say?
I don't even know what I would have said.
Oh,
And she just,
no.
And like
Edit it.
because you share so much online, do you think like with dating, like people who date are like, oh my god, is she gonna start ripping into me? on
yeah.
TikTok?
I just had Casey Campion on my podcast.
Yeah.
And we were saying, I wonder if any like straight men listen to the podcast. And I was like, it's probably
Definitely.
on the last situationships being like, that fucking bitch, like talking about me again. I was like, that is the extent of it.
No, we've gotten men who
Yeah.
are secret listeners.
Really?
Yeah, I think they
that
do
is
it for, like-
lovely.
I've also had people saying, stop talking about me on the podcast.
Oh, yeah.
That's kind of
Me
cool
too.
too. Yeah.
Hate mail off fake out. I got one on Christmas Day.
Would you be
Christmas Day, I was like, what are you doing? Like, go have your dinner.
What did it say?
It was like, yeah, you mad rat of a thing. Your podcast should be called Me and the Tree Rats and all. I was like, it's just me and my producer. Like,
What you mean? Yeah, who's your new
I was like, what? I was really confused, but I was like, okay, like, who is this? I couldn't
Oh.
even think who it might be.
But if men don't want you to say bad things about them, don't
do it.
do bad things.
Honestly.
You know,
And
you know what you're signing up for. Like,
Exactly. Like, you know, I put everything online.
Uh-huh.
So, but I've been talking to people before and they'd be like, no, I'm like really low key, like, don't do any of that social media stuff. The next day, all their posts, #explore
Oh,
page,
go away.
#FYP.
like men
I'm like,
that you've been
oh,
talking to.
Yeah, are you inspired? Like, what's going on?
Trying to be an influencer?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's the ones that say they don't want that
Mhm.
that actually low key
Secretly
do.
do,
Like,
yeah.
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 This one goes to me before. I'd just come back from my friend's photo shoot for her tanning brand. And he was like, so like, are you like signed with a modeling agency? Like, could you get me in there? And he, keep in mind, this fella is short, like short king. He's like, I've been hearing lately they don't even want tall guys anyways. I was like, no one told you that.
Did your mom tell you that?
Yeah, I was like, no one has
Your
ever
mom
said
told
that.
you
Yeah. So I honestly, they just get started and then I'm like, only one of us can be doing the social
Yeah,
media
yeah,
thing,
yeah.
unfortunately.
So he's in the bin, obviously,
Gone.
that man.
I remember I went on a date with a man and then he tried to get me to do marketing work for him.
For free.
Oh, yeah.
Don't know if it was for free. Probably for free.
Probably
yeah.
for free, yeah.
Not
Yeah.
sure that's
He
how the
just threw
exchange
that
goes.
in there
Yeah, that doesn't work.
as if like
Yeah.
this is your job,
Bit mad.
They
Yeah.
see it as like, I don't know.
opportunity.
Added,
need to get in.
added benefit. Like,
yeah,
grand.
marry me first and
Yeah.
then we can talk.
yeah.
Like,
For sign the
Yeah,
prenup.
Yeah.
first
What
date.
is a prenup? So if you do sign a prenup, does that mean that you get half or you don't get half?
If you sign a prenup, say you were really rich or your fella was really rich, it means if you ever get divorced,
You don't get
you
half.
don't get half their money.
Right.
I wouldn't be getting married personally if I was
Ever? Is
being
it
made
prenup? Oh, I thought
to
you were
sign a
gonna say ever.
prenup.
Do people do
Really?
prenups in Ireland or is it just an American thing?
I don't actually know.
I think it's just like a millionaire thing, but
Right.
I think if this is meant to be the love of your life, like you're
Yeah,
so
I
locked
agree.
in.
I agree.
I'm like, why would you even think that of me?
I think
Yeah.
that's mad. I was watching that show on Netflix. Have you seen it? It was like all the basketball wags over in Miami, and like two of them are getting married, and they're like to a guy, and they're both signing prenups. I'm like, does that mean like you're setting yourself up for like fame?
Yeah, you're already doing it, but
That's
like,
what I think.
would he say it's him protecting himself
Yeah.
or like
Yeah.
Why do you need
Why just-
protecting if we're
yeah.
meant to be like
together forever?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the
that's
only way
mad.
I'd even debate getting married. You
Is
know?
that you're together
That
forever.
we're
Yeah.
soulmates.
Mm.
But
A lot of people would know you from the cheating scandal. You have to tell us what happened.
that was just a crazy time. For
When
me,
did that
guys.
happen?
In Bali this summer.
Right.
In the original podcast, because I was so scared about like naming people or places, I'm like, so I was in a place.
Oh,
I was
stop
on a
it, were you?
holiday.
Far away.
Yeah. Had to get 2 planes, like keeping it
Stop.
so vague.
Yeah.
It just, the whole time I was over there, I was seeing this guy and I really, really liked him. I was like, yeah, when I come back to Dublin, you can come and live with me. You
The
know,
things we say. And
maybe
do.
getting ahead of myself a little
just
bit.
a little bit, maybe.
And these two, my, really good friend, I thought, and him were just listening to me the whole time. And even since I've told the story, I remember,
Things come back to you.
things have come back to me. She said something. I was like, I'm just going to bring you home and keep you in my room forever. Like, just lock you up in my room, joking, obviously.
She said that to him?
No, I
Oh,
said
you
that
said
to
it.
him. And then she goes, oh, yeah, but none of your friends are like that. Like, you'd never have to worry about any of your friends going for your fella. I was like, yeah, no, definitely not. I'm only messing. Like,
Ooh.
she
How
knew what
long
she
were
was
you
doing.
friends?
We were always social media friends about kind of 3
Okay,
years.
okay.
But we hadn't met up. We tried to meet up a lot of times. The first time we met up was February, say, and we were going away the start of July.
Yeah.
And even when I'd be down in hers or she came down to me, I was just kind of like, oh my God, like,
We're just getting weird vibes.
very. But I was going to Bali one way or
Regardless,
another.
yeah.
My mom goes to me, you would have gone with Jack the Ripper. I was like, to be honest, I was there. So I was like, it's company, but there'd just be little comments made all the time. I remember even in the airport on the way there, like, I wouldn't miss a meal. I'd be eating all my meals, snacks. I'm getting snacks for the plane, of course. Like, and she'd be like, eating again, are you? And I'd be like,
No, someone said that to me now. They'd be,
Oh my God.
I was like, but on the way there. So there were always little red flags and little things, but I just thought that was one step too far.
Definitely.
When I found out.
Yeah.
I found out then when I came back. She had just stayed in my house for 4 days, been with my family. I'd just be up in my room. She'd be downstairs with my whole family watching TV. We were planning when we're going to get matching tattoos, bringing her around my friend group because she said she didn't really have good close friends.
sorry.
There's always a reason.
Yeah, alarm
And
bell.
it showed. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh my God, you poor thing. Like, I'll take you in. And then it was her birthday. I put up a birthday shout out. And then the fella that I'd met over there, she had hit him across the face. One of the nights we were all out drinking and he did not let this go. He held on to that. So the next day when she was texting the boy I was talking to, being like, oh, don't let her know. Keep this to yourself. The fella that she hit across the face took a picture of it. And then on her birthday, after he seen my shout out, sent me the screenshots and goes,
He obviously wanted to see how close you were.
yeah, goes, tell her I said happy birthday. And I didn't even know what I was looking at first. I was like, what is this? He's like, that whole mud hut story. She spent the night in the mud hut. Because I woke up by myself in the bed and we were obviously in the same accommodation.
Okay.
Text her and rang her. I was like, where are you? Came home, this whole elaborate story. Oh my God, I fell asleep on the floor in this mud hut. I was asleep on this big Star Wars pillow, like in-depth story.
It's the details.
The details, planned out. And I'm like, oh my God, you poor thing. Like, get back from
Where does
killing
Star
you.
Wars come from? And if you're thinking of what
I
pillow
think
did
the
I
two of
sleep
them
on?
were sat in the bed plotting. And I'm just such a trusting girl. I was like, oh my God. Didn't doubt it for a second.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I didn't have the room key to get into the accommodation because apparently I couldn't be trusted with the room key. So I didn't know how I even got back into the locked room that night. Obviously, I was
She
blacked
let
out.
you in and then
Let
she
me
left.
in, and then they said, okay, bye.
Off we
She
go.
really had to trust that you were too
Oh.
drunk to remember.
And
Like,
I was like,
Wow.
oh, you poor thing. That's crazy.
Fuck.
Yeah, so then I found out hell broke loose.
and how did you confront her with it?
Yeah,
Oh.
did you
Rang
with
her.
her? Oh, you rang her.
No, she's lucky. I
Okay.
wasn't with her, to be honest. Rang her, said my whole piece, didn't even let her get a word in. And she didn't try to for the whole, it's like I have a video of me. I was on the phone to her for about 3 minutes just saying everything I needed to say, while screaming everything I needed to say. And then just hung up the phone, blocked her on everything, posted my videos. But she texted my mom being like, oh, Beth has heard some stuff. We've not even got a chance to discuss it. But before I text her mom because I loved her mom. Her mom was like a doll.
Yeah.
And I was like, just letting you know, I'm after finding all this out. I don't want you to think I'm after just disappearing out of her life.
Of course.
Yeah.
Out of
Up and
nowhere.
leaving her.
Yeah. So I've really liked getting to know you and
But-
It's like a breakup, literally.
unfortunately, this is what I have to do. So that was kind of sad because her mom was such an angel,
And when the videos were all going up, like, and she saw it. Did
She was
reach
saying
out then?
no, because I had her blocked and everything. Told
Okay.
every single one of my friends, if you want to keep being friends with me, they weren't bothered anyways. But I
Yeah.
was like, you can't
Block
have her
her.
on anything. She didn't reach out, but he was reaching out to me, being like, oh, not even adult enough to have a conversation with me. I was like, adult? You want to talk about being an adult? Like, he's like, talk to me and everything. I was like, don't worry, I'll be talking it all over on the podcast.
Yeah, not
Don't
to you.
worry. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, so he was her speaker.
Oh,
He was talking
no.
on behalf of
Through
her. I
her.
was like, no.
And haven't heard or seen anything of her since?
Nothing.
Wow.
Do you think
I
it's
know.
giving you like a trust issues towards making new friends, but also for men? Because it's shit, because it's like it's affected friendship trust and
Yeah.
man
And
trust.
men.
I feel like a little bit, like obviously I have a new boyfriend now
Yeah.
and I like trust him with my whole heart, but I think I would be really taking in new people and new friends. I'd always be open to making new
Straight
friends.
away.
Yeah. Even the other day I was coming into the podcast and this girl stopped me. I've not seen her in years. And she was just telling me she's having a hard time and she doesn't have like many close friends and everything. And I went home to my mom and I was like, I feel really bad. But my mom's like, Beth, you can't actually bring home any more new people. Like you always do this.
I
and
know how you
always
say
turn
bring
out-
home.
Yeah, I do. She's like, they live here for about 6 months and then they just do something on you. And
And then
I'm like,
Oh, they
They're
take
gone
advantage
again.
of your
I know.
niceness.
Yeah.
I literally texted my boyfriend after I left and I was like, I just feel really bad. Like she's saying she's really alone, but I just don't think I can take on anymore.
No.
Yeah.
It's like you're taking on a child.
Yeah.
no.
He's like, to be honest, that is sad, but it's not your problem. You
No,
need to
yeah.
stop doing this. I was like,
Yeah.
I know. But then also, I don't have trust issues with my now boyfriend, but I just always think, because he would literally be selling me the dream. I've never felt like this with anyone. I've never had a connection like this with a girl. I'm like, was anything true? Was any of it genuine? And because I never had a final conversation once I found out all of this,
Yeah.
I'm always like, was
It's
that
hard to
all
know.
fabricated? Because
I think
a lot of it was.
it's easier to tell yourself that it was in a way. It's sometimes you just have to be like, if I was thinking of like Charlie, he's a load of shite. Like, don't
I know.
take,
Yeah.
because you can be
Yeah.
like,
Tell
oh,
yourself
but
that anyway.
maybe this, but it's actually easier to be like, he's a shite bag.
I know.
Like,
100%.
and not cling on to any of it, because it's
Yeah.
like, what was the fuck? Someone who does something like that to you, like,
Yeah,
No.
can't
worth
be a true man.
No.
No.
Because I remember one of the nights it was just me and him going out and I was on the back of the motorbike and I'm literally singing his praises. I was like this, you know what, you're just such a nice boy. Like, I've not seen a single bad trait in you.
It's when it's too good
Oh,
to be true.
God love you. Yeah.
Yeah, I try. I was like, no, like, you're not a bad drunk. You've never shouted at me. You're just a sweetheart. And,
10 out of 10.
and he's eating this up. He's like, yeah.
He's loving life.
It's like crazy.
Well, I think people like that actually believe that about
Yeah,
themselves
They
as well.
do. They brainwash
100%.
themselves to
Oh,
believe it.
yeah.
Like thinking he is the best person in the
Yeah,
world.
some
Like,
people just, no matter what you do, the victim complex is just embedded
Oh,
in them.
real.
Yeah.
But on a lighter note, your new boyfriend.
Yeah.
Woo! Tell us all.
Finally,
How
I've been
did
single
you...
like 2 years.
Were you?
Yeah.
And where did you meet new man?
Instagram.
Okay.
you flew over to him, didn't you?
I flew over
He's
to him
English,
for a
isn't he?
first date, yeah.
Okay.
I'm just so done with the Irish boys.
you?
Like, I
Fair.
just can't. I really can't. So, me and him just started talking when I came home from Creamfields. I just posted a little bikini pic, the phone was very dry. And then I got onto him. I texted him because he had texted me during the summer. But I didn't, I thought I was in love. I was like, can't be
Wife
can't
dog.
be
You're like,
answering
no,
anyone.
no.
Yeah. So then I was like, how are you? Like, how was your summer? And we just got talking. We were talking for like 6 weeks and we actually were getting on really good. Usually after about a day or two, I'm like, you are so boring. I actually can't continue this.
Yeah.
Like, goodbye.
hard to
Yeah.
Yeah. But me and him actually really got on. So I was like, it can't hurt to go over for a date.
Yeah.
Had a great day. Everything was amazing.
Oh.
The only thing is, I actually haven't even said this on my own podcast yet.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Exclusive. Beth
The only
exclusive.
thing, yeah. I thought he was 22. He told me he was 22.
Oh, and you're 20?
I'm 22,
yeah.
yeah. Because he obviously thought, I'm never going to meet this girl. It doesn't matter. We're just texting,
Oh, no.
maybe, something like that. Oh my God, I'd met his whole family at this point.
You're in.
I'm in. Like, I was invested. And he was in Turkey at the time. He sends me this big paragraph. This has been eating me up. There's just something I really need to tell you. I'm only 19. I was like,
Oh.
19. I was like, show me your passport. You're lying. 2005. I was like, fuck off.
Oh, that's so late in
like,
the.
so bad.
Wait, were you born in 2000?
I'm born in 2002.
That terrifies me to hear someone say that.
2002.
I'm fine.
Whoa, I need to stop you
6
there.
months older than my little brother. I was like, my brother's like, you're a freak.
Is
like,
it
you're a
3
weirdo.
whole years or is there like 2 and
2.5, I think.
Okay.
But I was like, I'm in too deep now.
Yeah.
So he probably was right in not telling me at the start, because I would have been like, goodbye. Like,
You wouldn't
not
have
even
vibed.
entertaining
No.
it.
Okay.
So
Have you ever been with somebody younger than you?
by like a year maximum?
But I
And
feel
I'm
like
oh my God, child.
It only sounds worse because it's in the teen. Like
Yeah.
if you were 23 and he was 20.
20.
yeah, now he's just turned 20. So I was like, okay, thanks.
Okay.
Oh,
But I was like, don't post your birthday anywhere.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
nothing.
yeah.
Okay.
No balloons.
And does he act older? Like he's
He
mature?
does, he really
Okay.
does. So my friends, when I told them,
Well
they were
then.
like, I would have thought he was 27.
Oh,
I was
okay.
like, yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, so
Perfect.
it's okay.
Well, if he can carry it, it's fine.
Exactly, and
Who
I'm like,
cares?
he's kind of putting me to shame because he has his life sorted.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm actually like 2.5 years older than you, can't drive anything. So
And you do long distance, obviously now.
yeah,
How do you find
which
that?
It's difficult. It is difficult, and now I have a new job. So between college, I'm in my final year, work, everything, trying to find time.
Yeah.
It is a lot, but I'm like, just wait till summer.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have the whole summer off. It'll be fine, and then I might move over there. I don't even know what I'm gonna be doing.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know,
What are you studying in college?
marketing.
Marketing, yeah.
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 Did you?
I do marketing, yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
fab.
yeah.
When did you graduate?
18, 17.
Back in my day. No, literally like four years ago.
We were doing the podcast when you graduated. I'm
We
pretty
were
sure.
doing the podcast.
wow.
Oh.
Or did we just?
Yeah,
Was it in the works?
I
or
think it was
something?
4 years ago. I think it was 22.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then you would have been starting.
Yeah.
Are you in TUD?
No, DCU.
DCU, yeah. That's
Yeah,
close
it's
to you
only
as well,
like
isn't it?
15 minutes from mine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So you're nearly done.
Yeah, nearly done.
This
I'll
is
be
the
done
best part.
April.
Like it's
yeah.
actually no, it's the worst little bit, but
Is
like
it?
you're nearly there.
Yeah.
And because like even you want to do the like put your all into
I know.
social media. I was the same.
Yeah.
It's just
I just find it hard to focus on everything at once.
So I was like I just want one thing
I
to
know.
focus on
I know.
rather than all these fucking different topics.
I'm
now,
like
but
jumping between everything. It is
know.
a lot, but it'll
Yeah.
be worth it.
it was
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
literally you have 3 more
3 months and done.
and you're
That'll
for
fly.
good. And I'm
And
not
they're
doing
really-
4 years for nothing. Like,
No, that's
no,
how good
no.
that you finished it and all. Like,
Yeah.
the weight off your chest.
yeah,
Like,
I know. Thank God.
When
That's
you
all my
finish-
mom keeps going on
Yeah.
about. She's like, finish your degree, finish your degree.
oh yeah, it's so good
Have
to
it
have.
behind
Yeah.
you.
I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm not dropping out, man, but
And any sign of getting him on the podcast? Is he into that?
yeah, he actually
Is he?
definitely
Oh.
would. Yeah, I'm gonna get him on very soon. I think we just need to find a day with his
Yeah.
work that we can both come on. But he'd be great. Like he's more of a performer than me. Like he
Really?
eats it up. Yeah.
What's his like personality type?
He's so outgoing.
Is he
like,
so you?
the
Like,
same as
yeah.
me. Sometimes I'm like,
You're like, calm down a bit.
yeah. Yeah, no, he's really, really. But I love that as well, that he's like a friendly boy. He
Confident.
talk to everyone, you know? He's,
Yeah,
yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
you want.
Yeah.
I saw you making the cake from.
I know.
Oh, that's so
the mess
cute.
everywhere.
Oh,
It
everywhere.
was everywhere.
Yeah.
And that was me trying my very hardest to keep clean. It's just ridiculous.
Oh.
I actually love baking, but that is the outcome every time.
Is it
And it's
mess?
poor mom, it's not even my kitchen. I was like, I'm so sorry. Like icing on the floor, icing on
She's
the
in
dog,
there absolutely
everywhere.
wrecking.
Yeah. And then he's like this, what if we just put sprinkles all around the edge of the plate, just throwing the sprinkles around the kitchen? I was like, okay.
And do you find yourself like when you're with him, because obviously over there you're with, and it's a boy, when it's a boyfriend you're with him all the time, do you feel like you like pick up the accent at all or like say things that he says?
I think a little bit. And
Yeah,
sometimes
just
when
when
I
you're
make
there.
videos, people do be commenting and they're like, where is that accent from? I'm like, I don't think I have a
No,
mad
I don't think
accent.
so.
No.
But they're like, it's very mixed. And I think just because I have friends from all
Everywhere.
different
Everywhere.
places in Dublin, like he's from London, I'd be around a lot of London people.
I love the London accent.
Yeah, I
really nice.
love it.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think sometimes I
That can
think I pick
definitely
them
happen.
up easily.
They say if you have what is it? Is it like a musical ear or something that you can
Yeah.
pick up accents really? like-
yeah.
Oh wow.
or like if you were ever in stage school or
I
stuff like that.
was.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I feel
that
like
makes
if you were any sort of a stage school child, me and my sister were like that, and like my mom used to say if we were around anyone, my sister even probably still says it. If you're around anyone with a certain accent or something, you just randomly start talking like for the crack.
Yeah.
No, do you ever see people come home from America and everything, literally born and bred in Ireland, and live like a full on?
Yeah, have to start saying water.
But then there's some people.
Diapers.
Some people are the opposite, and they like will live there for years and years and years and still
and never pick it
Yeah.
up.
like that girl that we follow.
Oh,
Do you ever
yeah.
see? Is it Alana? O'Doherty or Doherty? But her dad's Irish.
dad's Irish.
She's American. Have you seen her on TikTok?
Oh my god.
Her dad, and they actually just started a podcast.
He
and
couldn't
they're
be more of
hilarious.
a dub.
Yeah. But
And
he's
then I
obviously living there
listened to her,
years.
I was like,
I know.
Yeah.
It's a mad like combination.
Yeah.
Hearing the Dublin accent and then
I
proper
know.
American. Like
I know.
mad.
Very weird.
Obviously you're lucky and happy in love now, but any worst date stories that you've had
Oh my god.
for him
So many, to be honest. This is why I'm done with
dating?
Dublin boys.
Yeah,
I just
okay.
can't do it anymore. Some of them are my fault, but I went on
we
one.
never take that.
No,
No,
obviously not. I went on one, and after the date, we went to this like fancy restaurant in Dublin. After the date, he brought me to Darndale, and he was like, "Yeah."
Where else would you want to go?
I was like, "I got my lashes on there,"
Yeah.
and he's like rallying the car, like doing
Showing
donuts.
off, were you?
Not
He's like,
donuts.
hold on, what?
I'd be on the little strap.
Yeah. I was like, hey, what do you even do? I was like, thank you.
You're just doing
for that.
donuts in the middle of Darndale. Love.
But I was like, okay, that was lovely.
So much fun.
Yeah, went home.
Should you clap afterwards? Like,
Honestly, I was like, what am I meant to say right now?
oh
Anyways,
my
brought
God.
me home. Then he was out one of the nights. I think it was like the weekend after. And I was out. He rang me at like 8 a.m. I was in my friend's apartment. I don't know where he was. Just saying like madness down the phone. Like, I wouldn't even repeat it. I was like, we've been on one date. I was like, that's crazy. Like, blocked on everything. I was like, that's
Mad behavior.
yeah,
like,
can't be
yeah,
speaking
yeah.
to me like that. Blocked on everything. Woke up to a fake account, texted me on TikTok. And it was like, see you mad rat of a thing, replacing me.
what do people call you, rat?
Yeah, what the hell? That's why I was like, is it the same person?
Yeah.
I was like,
replacing me, he said.
he's like, you'll be replaced in a day, handy. I'm not bothered, but you can send me back that money for the date. Sent him €50 back
why
from
are
the
Irish
date.
men crazy?
Sent him the €50 or I'll be down. Or I'll be down to get my own back. I was like, my windows are going to stay put. Like,
Yeah.
they are not getting put through.
Wait,
I
so
swear
did
to God.
you send?
Sent him the money. I was like, I'm so sorry.
And what did he say? Like thanks or something? Or
No, he's like, yeah.
ask her? Like,
I
oh
swear,
no.
I feel like, oh my God. Then I was in the gym on the Stairmaster doing my thing. He's not even from where my gym would be, literally nowhere near from. He walks in. He's on the punching bag. I was like, oh my God, I'm next. I was like, no. So bad. It was a disaster. I literally ran out of the gym, rang one of the girls. I was like, come get me now. I was like, I have a stalker. I actually think it was just a coincidence, but I was like, this.
Still,
too
much.
yeah.
Too much.
Oh God.
That was the last I heard of it. I sent that money straight away, rang my mom, crying. Like, it was.
I'm not surprised you went to England instead.
I know. I was like, I'm too sensitive for this stuff. Like, you're not
No.
going to threaten me. Crazy. But I don't know. And then I went on
Okay.
another date before. I hadn't eaten all day because I was just getting ready, busy. Low-waisted jeans. I was like, need to be looking snatched.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I got so drunk. I don't remember the end of the day, anything. He said I was wearing sandals. He said I was taking them off, throwing them into the middle of the road. On a first date, he was trying to hold me up with one arm, get my sandal with the other. His cousin came to collect us. I got in the back of the car. Kept forgetting it was his cousin. I was like, can't believe you brought all your friends on our date. Had no idea it was in the front of the car. I was like, bring me to the chipper now. Rang home, took the whole house's chipper order. No one was bringing me to the chipper.
No,
Like, he was
no.
like, get out of the car now. Get to the door. My brother's like, where's the chipper? I was like, what chipper?
Oh.
Couldn't even remember I made the call. It was so...
Did you ever see him again?
No. Oh, I did actually.
Did
Aw.
Yeah. I texted him next day. I was like, I'm so sorry.
Oh,
Not
he-
sure what I'm
He
apologizing
kind of
for.
seems nice that he like
Yeah.
took care of you and stuff.
I know he forgave me, like brought me a little bag
Yeah.
of jellies out. I was like,
Ah.
sorry about that. Yeah,
Yeah.
but then he decided to launch his social media career, so I had to say,
Oh, and is he still doing it?
yeah.
Oh my
Oh, we
God.
need to know who this
I need
is.
to know who it is.
I'll show
Okay.
you after.
Yeah,
I was
please.
just like,
Would we know him?
no.
Really?
Yeah, no.
What's content like?
He has like a tagline. I don't want to expose the poor fella, but I was just like, only one of us can be doing this.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
Doesn't work for two people.
I
Yeah,
think
it
two is a
doesn't.
lot.
Yeah, but I did feel bad after that day. I was like, that's so crazy.
I need to know why.
Yeah.
We'll ask you.
Show us
I'll show you.
afterwards.
What was
Okay,
the cat cafe date as well?
Oh my God. I flew over. I was like 18, 19. Met this fella on my first girls' holiday in Tenerife. He was from Liverpool. I, again, was like, oh my God, love of my life.
Yeah.
Love you.
I do love a Scouse accent.
Yeah. Oh,
It's nice.
loved
Yeah.
it. I flew over when I came home to meet him, but I didn't tell my mum I was going because obviously she's not going to let me,
Yeah.
you know. So I just left her a little note on the back of my door. I was packing my case during the day. I was like, hiding it in the corner of my room, flew over to meet him. She woke up when I was going through the airport and texted me and was like, they literally have a sixth sense, like
They
a
know.
mild
Know.
sense. I was like, where are you? I was like, I'm just in Terminal 2.
Wait, what does your note say?
It was written in crayon because that's all I could find at the time. Like a luminous crayon. I was like, just gone to Liverpool for the weekend to meet a boy I've been talking to. Love you even though you hate me. And then
Oh my God. Let's
her-
say she was
her-
ringing the police
she was like, what is wrong with you? She kept me so sweet while I was over there because she didn't
Yeah.
think I'd come home.
in case
Okay.
you were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
But then
get
I came
that.
home, she didn't speak to me for like months.
Mm.
So yeah, we were walking around and he was like a criminal, but like a thug. But I was like, oh, he's nice to me. He wasn't. But he was walking around with a balaclava on in Liverpool City and I'm like there in like
Well, you were
cloud
beside him,
jeans,
like-
like full pink outfits. Crazy.
jacket,
Yeah, and
like-
he's like ballied up. And I was like, I want to go into the cat cafe. Walks in with a balaclava on, everything. I was just like, what am I doing actually?
Does he not take off even indoors?
He, eventually, once he was free from the
He
office,
is-
but I was like, what is
my
happening?
He was on a wanted list, obviously.
Wanted. He had to get the ferry back from Belfast over to Liverpool. You know, because
Oh
his passport would come up, everything. I don't know what my thought process was.
And do you know where this man is now? Is he locked up?
He
or-
was then again for another 2 years.
Oh, okay.
Then actually my birthday this July, I had his ex ringing me on my close page because I have her blocked on my main page because she was texting me when I was on to him being like, you know, he's still on to me. And I'm like, oh my God, delusional liar. Obviously
Loves
he
me.
was. Yeah, I was like, what are you
Oh
talking
my
about?
God.
So she was ringing me on the close page and was like, because he was in Dublin, I think, recently. And he rang me and was like, oh, you going to come see me? I was like, absolutely not, but I'm happy for you. You're out of jail. Looks like you're
having a
got
good
your life
time.
back up
Yeah,
and
yeah,
running.
yeah.
Like, I'm really delighted. Thailand looked great. What were you there for? He's like, you know, just sorting a few bits. I was like, oh, yeah, well, you got your money back up. Like,
Yeah,
whatever. Just had a
brill.
little catch up.
Like
Love seeing him win.
Yeah, I'm thriving. I was like, no, I'm not coming to see you. Like, I'm not. She rang me and said, when he was in Dublin, he got onto you. I can't lie to save my life. I really
Oh, yeah.
can't. And I
Yeah.
was like, bad karma. But it's my birthday. I'm in Bali at Finn's Beach Club. I was like, yeah, he did. Then I start getting messages from him on my main account. See you telling her that. And I'm like, please,
You
it's my
rat
birthday.
again.
Yeah, rat. I was like, please, it's my birthday.
Not
Can
on
you
my
just-
birthday.
Not today.
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't care. And when he actually was staying in Dublin, he was going out with boys only down the road from me.
Yeah.
So he knows all the boys from just up the road from me. And he's like, yeah, watch your windows getting put through. I was like, why is everyone chatting in my house?
Yeah, leave
I was
my
like,
house
leave it
out of
alone.
Please.
So then I was ringing my mum on my birthday from Finn's Beach Club. And I was like, I'm just warning you.
Oh, fuck.
Everything. She's like, Beth, like nothing's going to happen. I was like, I'm just telling you.
Just in case,
Yeah.
Mom.
Nothing came of it, thank God.
Oh,
but
my God.
Is she just used to
Disaster.
how, like, all the mad things you've been on?
Yeah, to be
Oh, yeah.
honest. She's happy now. She loves my boyfriend. Happy
Aw.
on settled. He's a
Yeah.
lovely boy, has a real job. Like,
We love employed men.
Occupation.
she's like, no balaclavas.
Yeah. Oh
She
my-
loves them. So
Perfect.
she's happy.
Aw.
And I think
Oh.
I've calmed a lot since that era.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank God for
We
her.
all had that, like,
Yeah.
time.
Chaotic
Mm.
era.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
need that.
It's
Some
for the
worse than
plot.
others.
You figure out what you
Yeah.
want. Do you want to be doing donuts
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
Darndale?
No, I don't.
Do you want to balaclava in the cat cafe?
No.
No. Now
when
you
I
know.
want to be looking over my shoulder the whole time.
No.
Poor man's
No. Yeah.
windows.
Wait.
Waiting for
he?
the ops.
I'd say he was looking around the cat cafe thinking like
Yeah.
some cat
I
spy.
was like, Lee,
No,
what are we doing right now?
oh,
I can't believe that.
So bad.
That's
What was I even
I
doing?
didn't even know people actually wear balaclavas.
I know.
In real life.
Where do you even get them?
I thought only like Central City and all them
TLT,
cool
like-
people wear them. Yeah.
Where do you even go
Literally.
about?
Or
getting
DJ
one of them?
Provi from
Do you know what I
Clean
mean? Like, thought only
The big green one.
Yeah, oh, that one is so cool.
Oh, so your podcast, remind everyone the name of your podcast so they can
Tipsy
listen to it as well.
Topics.
Tipsy Topics. Yeah, so you have much more crazy stories as well.
I do, but it's called Tipsy Topics, and recently
Yeah.
I'm like, I think I'm gonna give up drinking. I'm
Oh.
sober. It doesn't
Really?
matter.
Are you over drinking?
It's just like I just actually lose the plot.
Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah, like I was drinking. Do you know what it was? I was in my boyfriend's over Christmas. I drank some vodka. I told him I'd not drank vodka in 2 years. I was like, I can't drink vodka. He's like, it's all that's in the house. It's only us here. It doesn't matter if you
Go gaga.
go a bit crazy.
Yeah.
And I literally started being like, Lost, the TV show was on in the background.
Yeah.
I think that sent me a bit of splats, and I was like, I think I was possessed. I was like, the people upstairs. And he's like, no one else is in the house, and you're really scaring me. And then I was like, I woke up the next day, I was like, yeah, that's me absolutely done, because that's not
God.
well. So,
Something in vodka must just
It is. It does.
does not agree
It
with
does
me.
different things to different
Yeah.
people.
mad.
crazy.
Hey, you've been
It's
really open as
scary.
well on Tipsy Topics about your mental health.
Yeah.
And especially as a child, you had like suffered with intrusive thoughts.
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, guys, my whole childhood life, my mom, I've spoken to her about it since, and she's like, I just thought you were like a bit quirky, just a bit of a weirdo. I'm like, well, I was really struggling. Like,
Oh.
yeah,
Little
no,
do you
it was
know,
so
Mom.
bad.
Yeah.
Like, I've
So in-
blocked out a few years.
Have you?
Wow.
Because it was just, I've always was a really anxious child, and even when it would come to lying, it would eat me up. I remember in primary school, I picked a flower, and the teacher was like to me, did you pick that flower? I said no. Went home getting sick, crying all night long because I lied to the teacher. My
Thinking
mom
something bad's gonna happen to you.
marched me into school the next day and was like, tell her, because that was the only way that I would calm down.
Right.
Just like such. Or then one of my teachers was obsessed with germs and cleanliness. So then I got it in my head. That was my like obsession at that time.
Wow.
And I just viewed my little brother as like filthy dirty because he picked his nose or something at the time, and I was like sick, like disgusting.
Germs.
Yeah. So every time he would touch me or come near me, I would change my clothes. And I'm like running up and down, changing my clothes. And my mom's just like watching me. I was like,
Thinking you're in a fashion show.
yeah.
Like,
I'm like, intervene, like, please.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is it only you and your little brother?
And my dad has 2 daughters as well, so they're my stepsisters. Yeah. But then it got to a point where it was really bad. Intrusive thoughts, I couldn't read the news. I know you shouldn't be really at 11, 12 anyways, but I couldn't even, I went to see Spider-Man in the cinema. That's not a graphic movie. The whole time I had my eyes closed, ears shut. In the car on the way home, they were all talking about, oh, do you remember this scene? I'm like, I don't remember any of that, because I couldn't watch it, because you're so worried that you're going to see something and take this on as an intrusive thought. So bad. Or my dad would be like, come help me in the kitchen, cook the dinner. And I'd be like, what if I just like can't control myself? Because that's what it is. And you know that you won't. That's not you.
Yeah.
And it's just your mind. You've no control over your thoughts. And it's so upsetting and distressing. And eventually that went away and really diminished. Thank God. But I know some people still struggle with it now at this age. Like one of my friends was telling me about her experience, and she's like, I just have these thoughts all the time, and it's so scary, and I don't know what to do about it, and I just feel nuts because no one else thinks like this. And she did not know that it was OCD.
That's a thing. Yeah.
She's like, I'm just crazy. And I thought I was crazy because I didn't go to therapy or anything until it diminished, and I was in transition year. I saw a post on Instagram and it was like all about OCD, intrusive thoughts, and I honestly, that is like a key moment in my life.
You feel
for
like,
me.
oh my God.
I was like, this is what it is. I'm not nuts. Like,
Okay.
it's literally mental illness. So many people have it. And I just never knew what it was.
Right.
So then when I was able to tell her, like, you're not crazy, it's OCD. I have it. So many people have it. She was like, oh my God, I'm just so
you don't feel alone with it then.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
'Cause
It's like
no
the
one
answers
knows.
kind of, was it?
And it's kind of, you don't want to go to people and be like, this is what I'm dealing with, because
Okay.
it's such a scary thing.
Yeah.
It's not just like, oh, I'm feeling anxious. It's like, I've no control over my mind. I'm having these horrible, horrible thoughts. It's so
That's so
upsetting and
scary.
It is.
Yeah.
Especially when I was so young. I was like, what is going on?
And do you still struggle with it now? Or just,
Not-
you know, a better way to cope with it now?
Not with the intrusive thoughts,
Yeah.
but I still would get obsessive over things. My like sertraline is also given to people. That's the medicine I'm on for anxiety and everything. That's also given to people with OCD. So that has
Probably
calmed it
helping
down.
that
But
as
well.
even now, more so before I was on the medicine. When I get something in my head, I cannot let that go. That would be all I would think about 24 hours of the day for a week straight.
But like, what could it be? Like
Anything, something tiny, like playing out little scenarios, or if someone said something to me, like that would eat me up for
Would it?
days and days and days at a time.
Like,
and
that's
no
all
matter
you're
what
thinking
I would do,
Yeah.
nothing. I couldn't even look at anything else to focus on anything else.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's really, you're just like, oh my
that
God.
must be really draining.
It is, and you just
consume
can't move on.
Mm.
And everyone's like, just let it go, just relax. I'm like,
I wish.
we are not
Yeah.
the same.
Yeah.
I cannot let it
You
go.
can't
Yeah.
let it go.
So now it's really calmed down, thank
Thank
God.
God,
I
yeah.
can. I still
Yeah.
get like obsessed. Like when I have something in my head, I'm like, but it's really
To a
diminished.
lower level.
Yeah.
And if you do get that in your head, like, do you have ways now where you're like, how an outlet for that? Like, do you write it down, or like, how do
Yeah.
you get through an intrusive thought like periods?
I do just love journaling
Mhm.
or
Now you have your little notebook.
yeah,
Yeah.
I
It's like having
know.
at my notebook.
My scribbles. I love journaling, or I think sometimes I just be in my room and I talk through things myself.
Yeah.
I just be walking around. I'm like, okay, Beth, what is wrong with you right now? I'm like,
Yeah.
well, Beth, this is what I
That's
like.
kinda
If,
nice.
Yeah.
if anyone could hear me, they'd be like, what?
Because
is
in your
happening?
head, it feels like a scramble. When you
Yeah.
say it out loud, you're like, oh, it's not that bad.
And I can
kinda
actually
nice.
work through it myself. I'm like, okay, this is what's wrong with me right now. I'm like, well, what is the solution to that? And I just talk it through. And then once you actually say it out loud, because I don't always want to go to someone else, because if you're constantly looking for reassurance that you're okay from other people, you're never going to be able to be okay by yourself.
Okay.
That's so
yeah,
true.
yeah.
Yeah.
When I would go to my mom sometimes, I'm like, I can't be going to her every time I have a tiny little thought. So I do just kind of work through it myself now.
That's,
calm myself
that's such a
down.
wise thing to think.
Yeah.
So
And you're still
mature
so
of a
young.
girl.
Yeah, 22.
I've had to learn everything the hard
Wow.
way.
I think because you struggled with it from so young,
Yeah.
you've had to like self-soothe probably a lot and
yeah.
things.
And I think when I was younger, someone suggested I should go to therapy, but my dad was like, no,
Really?
no daughter of mine will be doing therapy.
Okay.
So it was that dynamic. So I was like, okay, well, I need to figure this out
Yeah.
eventually. And now
Eventually,
I
yeah.
am in therapy since secondary school, but I think when I was just that young, it was just a bit of a stigma.
Definitely. It's changed so much even in the last
But
few
even
years.
I
Yeah.
feel like even like our parents' generation, even like regardless of how old they are,
Yeah.
it wasn't as common as it is now.
They're
No.
like, man up, figure it out.
Yeah, they're like grow up.
And
Yeah.
they probably
Yeah.
still
Easy
think,
I'll
Yeah.
give you something to cry about.
Yeah.
yeah. It's like no wonder everyone's fucked.
Oh,
up.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's a really good advice, I think, for anyone
like
listening.
that,
Yeah.
I like the talking to yourself kind of thing. That
Yeah,
sounds really
I know.
lovely.
I was doing it I was on a main road once and I was like going back and forth. I was like, oh my God, I look like a
People
crackhead.
can see me.
Main
Oh, no.
road, like public, cars flying up and down. And I was
You're
like,
like, so Beth, how are you?
You could be on the phone.
I was like, oh my God, stop this
Oh.
now. I just forgot where I
We'll
was.
keep it to our bedroom.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else in your notepad that you want to touch
Yeah.
on?
No,
or
it's very brief.
is it brief?
Scrolls,
Just things to
yeah.
talk about.
Are you sure?
Where can people
Yeah.
find you online on your podcast and everything?
So
Tell us
my TikTok is Beth Amwa.
Amma.
Amwa.
I
Love it.
Amwa. My podcast is Tipsy Topics, and my Instagram is Beth Wyer.
Unreal.
Yeah.
Thank you. So you're actually going to stay and help
Yeah.
with a dilemma.
Oh,
Is that
fabulous.
okay?
Yeah,
of course.
Yeah?
I'm
Yeah.
going to say.
Okay.
So every week we have secrets from the stalls, so people
Mhm.
write in and ask for advice from us, which sometimes
Mm-hmm.
probably is not good.
yeah. I'm like, well, this is what I would do.
Yeah, it's nice to have another set of yours as well and another opinion.
Yeah.
So this is today's. So I've been in a relationship with this boy for 7 months. We met in work and have worked together for 2 years before anything ever happened between us. It's a very small office with not a lot of young girls or guys. However, there's one girl in the office and I had suspicions that my boyfriend used to flirt with her before me. Last week, I asked him, can I see their messages, as he knows trust is a huge thing for me. He let me see his phone, no bother, but the messages made me sick. They're from 2 years ago, but flirting was insane. Even though he was in another relationship at the time. One message really stood out to me. She asked him, did you not have a girlfriend? Why are you flirting with me so much? And he replied, no, we're in an open relationship. I ran home straight away after reading this. He told me he was never in an open relationship and the past relationship was just really bad and he was in a really shit headspace. He said he regrets it and hates himself for saying that to her and cheating on his ex and lying about their relationship. I feel so embarrassed as I still work with this girl and feel so betrayed by him. Please help. Do I stay or go? Trust is a huge thing for me.
I feel like he didn't do anything on her. I know it was 2 years ago, and it was his last relationship.
Yeah.
Like,
Has he
I've
grown
changed
since then?
so much in the past 2 or 3 years. People can change.
Yeah.
True. And he also very openly handed over the phone to her.
Yeah.
And explained, look, I wasn't, because he could have said to her, I wasn't in an open relationship and made it seem better for himself.
Yeah.
He just said, I cheated. And that's it.
Yeah,
But
I like the way he did give the phone and was just like, you're going to see them anyway. So
That's so true.
yeah.
admitted everything. And like, I think on one hand, you have to be,
It's so
you have
hard,
to think of the positive about how open he was with it.
Yeah.
About you.
Yeah.
I think you just can't tell people's past against them. We're all really young at one point. Everybody makes mistakes. If he's not done anything on you or given you a reason not to trust him, then you're fine.
Yeah, I don't know if I would dump someone over their past.
No.
Obviously, you feel sick because you didn't know and this and that. Maybe it would have changed things at the start. But when you're already in it, it's like...
How can you say then, I want to finish because of what you did 2
Because of what
years
you
ago?
did.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just don't think if it was me, I would. But then again, I can't, that sick feeling when you see something
know.
like
No,
that. Like,
I think
know.
you're allowed to sit and be annoyed with it and like,
Yeah.
because you're thinking of your lovely boyfriend now that you really, really love.
Can't imagine them
Yeah, you
doing
can't
that.
imagine doing something like that. So I think you're allowed to sit in it and be annoyed, but also
it's probably going to make her
can't-
trust him a little bit less naturally. Like, I think
Yeah.
you can help that. But I think unless he gives a reason for you not to trust him in your situation, bless you.
Yeah.
sorry.
Then, or like if it starts to affect you where you're like overthinking things and like getting yourself up in a heap when he's out and things like that, like that's when you should reevaluate the relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think before then,
Yeah. I'm so trust till you have a reason not to.
Okay.
yeah,
Benefit the doubt and all that.
Yeah. Like, obviously your trust can be broken down, but I trust
of course.
everyone 100% till they show me.
Okay.
Until it goes down in percentage.
Yeah,
like,
my trust
Yeah.
is not earned. I'm like, it's given.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It goes down. Yeah.
I'm kind of the same. I feel like I just assume.
Think everyone's
I
too nice.
assume that it's good, and then if
Yeah.
it's not, I'm like, oh.
I just think everyone's intentions are the same as mine.
Same,
I'm like, well,
yeah.
why would they do that?
Yeah, you think they're pure,
Oh.
like.
Until you learn that.
Yeah, I think C has an extra one there. I think it's shit that she has to work with that girl as well.
Yeah, that
Like,
would be a problem
that is
for me.
that's so shit. I wonder could you like change a different department and work or like something you wouldn't have to see her as much as well. But I think the main thing is obviously you and him. So I think C had the next few months make you
Stay
feel
away from
trust
her.
wise, stay away from her, and go from there. Because I think if like no one can tell you that you can't break up with him, but I think if it's affecting you like a lot in the next few months, I think you should reevaluate.
Yeah.
How you feel.
Try work on it yourself
Try work on
first,
things,
and then.
Yeah.
See how you go.
Beth, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me, girl. I've had so much fun.
Dilemma is I have a group of friends I only see maybe 2 to 3 times a year, but we were to have a reunion in January. The table was booked for 6:30 in town. I arrived at the restaurant and 3 of the girls who were coming together texted to say they were running a little bit late. I assumed a few minutes and was already there at a big table alone, so after 10 minutes I decided to call to check their ETA. After multiple calls, they finally answered at around 7 p.m. and told me they wouldn't be there for another hour. I was already sitting in the restaurant, was 35 minutes at this stage, and no one has showed. The excuse that they had was that they lost track of time, catching up since they all got ready together. That's what dinner was for. I felt like a fool on my own. I was mortified. It felt like a prank. I've never felt so hurt. So I left, hopped in a taxi and cried all the way home. Am I being dramatic for leaving and not wanting anything to do with them anymore? It's not the first time they've been selfish or too wrapped up in their own drama to remember about others. They barely apologised and don't seem to understand why I'm hurt. They showed up at 8, so I would have been sat there for nearly 1.5 hours. And here's what you had to say.
So, first one, I definitely don't think you were being dramatic leaving. It would be so different if a bus or their transport got cancelled. But even if that was the case, being an hour and a half late, leaving you there on your own is completely disrespectful of you and your time. I really think that they're not the friends you want in your life at all. The way I decide on things like this with my friends is would I want my future daughter or son to have friends like this? And in this case, it's absolutely not. So true.
They're not your friends if they don't take you into consideration.
Nope, leave. Imagine if someone did that to your child, you would go absolutely ballistic, so why accept it for yourself?
True. I've been through similar. Most important thing to do is explain to them how it made you feel and give them a chance to change. If they don't, then leave.
She's well read. Why wasn't she invited to get ready with everyone? It all
Yeah.
feels like school.
Yeah, why wasn't she asked to
I
get ready with
know.
them all? They should have communicated with her better. How would they feel if the roles were reversed? I feel like that's something that people forget to do.
Is if they how
Reverse
would
the
they
roles.
feel?
Yeah.
Definitely. I wouldn't take it to heart because they probably genuinely got caught up and weren't thinking about her, unfortunately, we've all been in a situation where we've done something without thinking of someone else. I'm sure they love her as a friend, hence why they arranged to meet up.
If they don't understand why you're hurt and upset, they're not real friends.
So disrespectful. Thank God you don't see them more often. Fake friends, drop them.
I definitely would have left after 30, 45 minutes of waiting because it's just awkward, isn't it? I communicate that I was upset and give myself time to recover from the incident. I don't think it's enough to write the friendship off, but it definitely calls for an honest conversation.
Girl, walk away. Finding real friends that treat you right and let them come chasing.
Cut that friendship out of your life immediately. That'll only get worse if you forgive it.
This is ludicrous, not over dramatic at all. Is there anyone, girl, she's really friendly with that she can raise it with?
So just
Someone she can be like,
one of them,
yeah.
yeah. Honestly, no one deserves to feel like that. Get rid and get new friends that appreciate you. Unfortunately, the decision to withdraw from a friend group is never easy, and down the line, you'll probably question on a regular basis if you made the right choice. But maybe your values and their values aren't aligned right now. And like any relationship, it takes two people to care equally, and maybe giving them a little space and see how it plays out.
And this listener's friends actually got in touch as well.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh my God. So she obviously seen it on the story on the Instagram page.
And said, I know exactly
And
what this
sent
is
it
about.
in. I feel like this could be one of the cases where we had like the courtroom, you know, when we're a judge.
Yeah, get both sides
get
of the
both
story.
sides in.
Yeah.
Come on the pod. But next week we're going to talk about the listener's
Reply.
friend that wrote in and see how she feels about it.
Let's get the other side of the
It's
story.
tough. It's like, it's obviously such a shit situation.
Yeah.
If something like this is a once off, do you think it's like,
Once off, you can kind of be like, all right. But still, I'd be like, why wasn't I invited to get ready with you?
yeah, there's
Like,
a few different moving parts
yeah.
that were weird.
Okay, you can understand if someone's genuinely late, that's no problem. But also, you were late because you were catching up.
Altogether.
I was meant to be there, but you was catching up. Do you know what I
Maybe
mean?
we'll find out the reason.
Ooh.
We will find out the reason next week. Remember, you can get in touch on holdmydrink@GoLoudNow.com if you have a dilemma or friendship problem or whatever.
Anything.
You can send it in.
Yes.
We're also introducing some brilliant new segments soon. If you have any bedroom dilemmas specifically, so anything about your sexual life,
Sexual. I love that. It's so
Sexual.
funny.
you can send them in to us. Or if there's anyone in your life that you think might be showing a red flag, literally can be so niche, can be so broad, we're going to discuss it, let you know if it is a red flag, because sometimes we be seeing green instead of red.
Oh, yeah. We're colourblind when it
So
comes
we can
to
tell
that.
you it's red, girl.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then we're going to do peak and peak of the week to finish off. Peak, I have a new nephew. My sister had another baby. I feel like
Sweet.
it only has been a year and a half ago since Ray was born. Baby Rowan was born on the 19th.
I can't.
He is a Pisces, and so he narrowly escaped being an Aquarius.
Is that better? Or
Apparently Pisces men are crazy.
oh.
Like, I'm just thinking of like when people talk about men and relationships, obviously this is a baby. It's nothing like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
But apparently they are, I don't know, someone said Aquarius and Pisces men are like that.
Okay.
But he's gonna be a lovely boy.
Oh,
Not gonna
little
be crazy.
sweet.
Little Rowan.
That's so cute.
Yeah, so you waited and waited to not be an Aquarius, so must have been avoiding something there.
He knew exactly what
Not
he
to
was
be an
doing.
Aquarius man.
Love that.
But yeah, he gave birth on the 19th. I think it was like 3 a.m. and I knew it was a boy. She didn't know. She didn't find out.
I don't know how she
I don't know
did
how
it.
she does it either.
Fair play to her.
I know. I don't know. I would not have the.
No,
mental
she was
capacity.
like, girls just have to wait. No, Selena, I don't think you can.
No, I know.
No.
Yeah, but she said it's more exciting than when you're pushing out the baby out. And
I just don't think I could wait the whole 9
I
months.
know. It gets to the end, like, come on.
Yeah,
I need to know. But yeah, she's one boy and one girl now. So
that's perfect. Like, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh,
She's
God.
just so small and squishy. I'm going to meet him next weekend.
They're teeny tiny.
Teeny tiny.
Like,
But also, not,
I never
not
knew-
teeny tiny when you think about it coming out your hoo-ha.
oh, coming out my hoo-ha. No,
Woo!
couldn't think about worse.
Apparently it's like a ring of fire. Someone said.
I fell into the burning.
I
ring
just
of
think,
fire.
like, women are just
we're amazing.
amazing. Like, moms are just like the fucking saviors of the world.
Seriously.
They don't get enough fucking praise.
If mothers weren't a thing,
I don't even
none of
work,
us would
but
be
I-
here.
Yeah.
Man.
And even like, I think when I've moved out now, like, you do all your own things. So you're like, wait,
Jeez.
how did my mom?
Yeah.
It makes you have so much more. Like, things aren't just done. You have to do it. Like, obviously, I done some bits at home when I live at home by myself as well. But things like that your mom would do that you think is automatically just a thing.
Yeah.
Then they're on top of that minding kids. On top of that having a job. Like, how? There's not enough hours in the day for that.
No, I don't know how to do
They're
it.
just queens.
Aren't
Mother's
they?
Day is soon, is it? Yeah, it's the
Which
next one
one?
coming up. I think it's in March.
Oh.
Mother's Day in March, yeah. So we'll talk about love moms more.
Love
then.
moms. Love.
What's your peak of the week? We usually start with the bad, but I was too excited.
Yeah, no. My peak is just our little trip to London. I really enjoyed it.
Oh, we didn't even get to chat about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was
We went to
really cute.
London this week and it was just really
With ours.
adorable.
Yeah.
And
It was
Yeah.
very nice.
I liked it.
Love London.
Yeah, it was sweet. So my
gorgeous
peak
day.
of this week was the trip to London. My bleak is being back in the gym tomorrow, and that was hell.
Was it
Yeah.
tiring, like, after being away?
And I was this close.
To not going?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I got home this morning from Graham's at like 7:15, and I was like, I'm knackered. I'm going back to bed. Sometimes I say I'm not, but I do.
Yeah.
I think I went back to bed for like, by the time I actually fall asleep and like after
an hour or
scrolling.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had my alarm set for 5 to 9 to be in the gym for 10,
Mm.
just to give me ample amount of time. And I was like, I'm not going. And then it started lashing raining, and I was like, but
Right.
all I kept thinking was, give it until like this time now today.
Yeah.
You were going to be so annoyed at yourself that you didn't go.
Yeah, because after the fact, you're delighted.
Yeah.
You feel better.
I would have fell back asleep and
Yeah.
probably woke up in a worse mood, and then later on today I'd been like, you should have just fucking bit the bullet.
And I think when you miss the first thing in your morning, it's like it puts you off for the day a little bit.
yeah, I was
You're
like,
like, oh,
yeah.
I could have had that done by now. The time passed anyway. Like,
Yeah, it's gone anyway. I would have
yeah.
just been asleep.
Yeah.
What difference would it
Literally.
made? Like,
Literally.
so
Bit
that's
more
kind of a
energy, like.
bleak that turned into a peak.
That's good.
Yeah.
My bleak was my colpos. Actually, no, it wasn't that bleak.
Yeah, you
was actually
got away
grand.
with it handy.
I did get away with it. I had great, amazing nurses. And
I was in a hoolie.
not to say that a nurse isn't amazing if you are,
Mm.
if it is a bleak thing, because it's not a good thing anyway to get done, really.
No,
Like, it's not
Jesus.
a nice experience, but yeah, I had to get some cells cut off my cervix.
Fun being a woman.
Yeah, punched off with a little. Actually, it's quite big.
Ew.
I seen it because it was. Yeah, it came out of a packet, and I was like, "Whoa!"
Sick.
Yeah, it's just the thought of like you have to put your feet up in these. Is it stirrups?
Yeah, I left my runners on like a weirdo. Did you?
No, I took my mom.
Yeah, I was in runners and a gown, like
And your
with my
arse out?
yeah, my arse out and my legs up in stirrups. What an idiot! Like, why did I do that?
I was like this, but like I literally, because you're obviously so bare, and like I was scared that I was like doing Disney knees. I was like this. I was like,
You were doing Demi
She was like,
Lovato.
you have to open them. I was like, right.
Or what's
as
your-
wide as you need to. I was like,
Who's that other one? Something Ryan or something?
Debbie Ryan. Yeah. I was
Is
like,
that
"You
her
said
name?
I can't wear
Yeah.
them." I literally was like,
Yeah.
and I was like shaking, and she was like, just relax, you're making it worse for
Aw.
yourself. I was like, gonna get sick on it. But nothing actually about it was bad. I didn't feel any pain, didn't feel the injection going in. The thing isn't nice, the big thing that goes up you, what's it called?
I got sick after it. It's horrible.
Yeah, what the hell?
No, I
Was it
did.
just the thought of it?
Yeah.
You
I was
worked
just
yourself
more
up?
thinking about what just happened inside.
See, I
my
heard
head.
loads of bad experiences going in, so I think then that's why I didn't find that bad. I like to think I've always done it, even as a child, think the worst case scenario, and then whatever is better than that, you're
It's
like,
going to be better.
grand,
It's
yeah.
actually not that bad.
It's kind of a good coping mechanism.
Yeah.
Dash anxiety. But I was gonna get sick, and I got sick, and she was like, "No, you're fine, fine." No, it's fine. But it's just the thought of it, and
I
the
know.
sounds, and the
Mm.
and the big, what's it called? The thing that opens up here.
Clamp.
Yeah,
Big stretcher.
that
like-
doesn't feel nice. Yeah, and just knowing that something's up inside you, and you're not.
I'll get
you're not
sick again.
asleep. Yeah, I know. That
Rotten.
was bleak / it went really well, and a reminder to please get your smear test,
Yes.
because we don't know these things are wrong if we don't go get them. And the smear test is handy. Fine.
Ah, yeah.
I actually, yeah.
Do a smear every day. I don't mind that.
Literally,
Like,
it's so
yeah,
fun,
yeah,
nothing to
yeah.
be scared of, but you can only know things that's wrong if you check them. So please, if you're listening to this right now and you're sitting where you can sit and not be in the car, look it up and book it if you
Yeah.
haven't already. If you're 20, 25 plus,
Yes.
this is not an ad for smear test.
But if it wants me, you can get my Revolut payment. Okay.
And that's us for this week.
That's us, Bird.
Instagram is holdmydrink.pod.
Mm-hmm.
We have full video coming out tomorrow, Thursday at 12. Bonus episodes Monday at 12. Full Wednesday 12.
Yes.
I'll see you on Monday for the bonus.
We'll see you on Monday.
Love you.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.